Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to Cities in Motion 2. And we're currently hovering over what is still going to be called City West for now. This is the Carmine Line area of City West. And what I'm going to do in today's episode, because I've promised construction from here on, I'm going to do some construction and I'm going to build our new tram lines. And you're probably sitting there scratching your head thinking, what is he talking about? Well, basically, many episodes ago now, I said about the two options I had for fixing the tram problem. And I asked you guys what you thought. Now, I am still going to take what you guys say into account, and what I do now could be impacted upon by what you guys suggest. However, this problem with the trams is getting ridiculous. It's not so evident right now. And in fact, if it doesn't become apparent, which it really isn't, this game has let me down, because I was going to use it as an example and say why it needed to be changed, and there's no problems at all. So actually, scrap that. I'm going to come back over to here, the Carmine area of City West, and I'm going to carry on with our new bus lines. Now, I had a thought between episodes of, we have this lovely satellite area here, and we also have a nice satellite area up here under the monorail, and this satellite area is going to have a metro station underneath it, although that hasn't been built yet, obviously, because we're waiting for the rest of the city to expand first. So, what I was thinking is, do I need another satellite area in this part of the city? Because buses travelling from here, by the time they get all the way over here, think how many red lights they'd have had to have stopped at, and all that kind of thing. They're going to be pretty knackered, really, wearing out fast. So, do I do that, or oops, will it be okay if I do this? So yeah, will it be okay if I had just a single bus running all the way along to this end bit and back again, or would I need another hub? If I need another hub, I kind of have an idea as to where I want to place it. It will be in this square place here. Maybe even built underneath this bridge. And then it will connect up again to this road here. And that, to me, sounds like a decent plan. And now I've said it out loud, I'm very tempted to actually go ahead and build it. So, it'll be a case of putting a straight line. In fact, that's built on bridge as well, isn't it? Which is not what I want at all. Tell you what we'll do. We will build a straight line out to here like so. And there shouldn't be any bridges there at all. Bit of a cutting, actually, this road's built in, but that's absolutely fine. What we'll then have is a road that goes up like that and connects up there. Again, that looks pretty good. And we'll have another road that goes along this way. Can I squeeze it in there? I can. That's actually gone better than expected. Like that. So that now looks pretty cool. And then from that we're going to have a road that goes straight underneath like this. And then from here we're going to have another road that goes onto this street like that. And then from here it will come along this way, along like that, and join up there. And then on this side it will go up this way, swing round like that, and how steep is that slope going to be? Oh, that looks horrendous. So we'll move that to there and then see if that'll join up. Well, it kind of does, but it's not the most pretty looking thing. But it'll do. For now, it'll do. And then we're going to go into one-way streets. We're going to choose bus lane, and we're going to have this curve round to there, and then to there, like so. And then from here to there, and then round like so. So we have a pretty cool little hub going on here. It's going to be like the one over in City East. which I think we are going to keep that name. I just want one of these places to be called City something. So if we have this is like North Island, South Island, City South or something like that. And then this, I think this is going to be City East because it's quite a small area and it looks quite like these look like expensive houses. So you want to have it as like a short, snappy name that people just go, "Oh yeah, I live in City East," and that to me does the trick. It sounds like a cool name. So back to where we were and what we were doing. We've now built this brand new hub down here. Not really many houses springing up on these streets at the moment, but that's not really what they're for. They're just there to get traffic flowing a little bit into and out of, and then buses obviously will be running into and out of here. What we need now is somewhere to put the bus depot. And I am very tempted to stick it at the top here, because then you have buses come in and out on both sides using these, almost like slip roads, looking at it. And actually that's quite a nice view. You've got this little winding street there, and you've got a little winding street there. You've got lots of trees and some lovely looking houses. So that turned out to be pretty cool. Another plot I could put the depot on is here, like that. That could work. My only reservation is we could actually have this road carry on underneath this street like that, keep close to the ground and connect up there, and then have this one go straight across and connect up there, and then have this one go straight across and connect up there. You sort of get where this is going, although that's not gone well. Keep it, there we go, on the ground, and so on and so forth. Another one that goes across like that, and yeah, this looks pretty cool. What that does mean, however, is we're going to have to move the location of that bus depot. It looks like we're going to be forced into a bridge there. That whole road has now become a bridge, but that's okay because it connects up with the main avenue there anyway, so it's not too damaging. So yeah, we're going to have to move the location of the depot now. We've got this big green area here. We could stick it in. And actually, yeah, that could work. If we could have a straight road coming up like that, bus lane only, and then stick the depot on the end of it like that. And then we can have a little road going in like that, and a little road going in like that. So we can have traffic running across there. Buses will queue up here and go into the depot like that. Although, now I've done that, I'm going to put a waypoint there and a waypoint there. Apparently some of my ticket prices are too high. Oh, these ones. Yeah, something else I did off camera was I raised all the prices by 50. Mainly following advice from someone in the comments about my ticket prices might have been a bit too low and I could maximise a bit on profits. So I did that, I raised it all by 50. And people started complaining, so I've lowered it by 50 again. And if you look at my profit margin here, admittedly they put that comment in on an episode where my profits weren't so high, so it's not their fault, but I really don't need to worry about my profit margin right now. All my loans are being paid off pretty much by themselves. There's no option to pay them off manually anyway, which if there was, I'd do that, because I'm still paying interest and I'm not exactly keen on that idea. So yeah, there's not much I can do about that though. Right, something else I'm going to do here quickly is build a road. Is that bridged or is that flat? That is flat. Okay. So now buses coming out of this depot can come straight across into here and then come across into here, and then they can use this to get into the depot from this side. Awesome. What we need now is some vehicles. And I'm going to go for... I think we had Jubilee GLs in the other depot. And they're pretty good. They're okay. Not the best in service quality though, so I'm going to go for something with a bit better service quality. I am going to go for... I think these ones actually, the Nova SAs. And I'm going to purchase 30 of those. So there we go. Now I'm going to go back into my shades of blue, which I had from the last episode. I'm going to start a new line. And I am going to call it the Persian line. I think I've spelt Persian right. I-A-N, I-A-N. Yes, the Persian line. Again, we're going to copy it from the Sapphire line. And before we map out its stops, I have a small feeling it would be a good idea if we actually gave it some stops. So, we're going to build into this part of the city here for the Persian line. We're going to have lots and lots of lovely stops. So I think the first one we could have is on this corner here. And then, let's say we followed this up here. Actually no, let's not follow it up here. Let's keep to the quiet side streets rather than go up the main avenue. So let's have one there. Again, I don't mind too much if these ones overlap, because it actually, I think overlapping can in some ways attract more people to your services, because let me see, if I had this there or even there, so the circles don't quite touch, this whole strip here gets left out, whereas when they overlap, you can see the circle here covers, and although this little area here is covered by 2 stops, it means that these houses here can also be covered. It's kind of like a Venn diagram, in that sometimes you have everything covered, sometimes you have nothing covered, and it really does depend where you put your stops on whether that happens or not. I think I've dug myself into a corner with that little bit, unless... see if I could draw a road going across there that doesn't get rid of the department store. Fantastic, because now I can put a stop there. Perfect, and then I can put one up there as well, just to really link that all up nicely. We will have one here. We will have one down here, and in this little bit there, and down the end here. And again, you can see we've got lots and lots of overlapping stops, but I really don't mind in this instance. I think that's pretty cool. We got a nice little line going there. And to be honest, I want this line to carry lots of people, so I'm going to put a stop there, and then I'm actually going to go along this way again. And I'm going to have a stop there, and I'm going to have a stop there. And then I'm going to go onto this bit here, and then I'm going to go back this way, and then we're going to have one there, and I'm going to come out onto this main road into this bus lane. I'm going to have one there, and one there, and one in that little bit there, and then we're going to have one there, and somewhere halfway up there. Just thinking I might redesign this bit. I've got a better idea for it. I think one way is probably going to be better. And then we can do it like we had at the other hub and have one drop-off road and then pick up roads along the sides. So it kind of makes... that looks cool. Yeah, it kind of makes that whole thing we did with these little side streets, kind of makes them a little bit redundant, but I think I'll keep them still, because now they've got houses on as well. We can actually use them as stops. So we could put stops in along some of these roads. So here now, for example, I could put a final stop, or I could put another stop there, and then have a stop there, for instance, or, as I'm going to do, have one there. Okay, let's map this route out. So it's going to go there, and there like that. And then it's going to pick up from... actually, do you know what? Oh, it's really tricky. How do I do this? We're going to pick it up from there anyway. I might as well do what I've already done first, and then we'll worry about how it's going to come back after. How are we doing for time in this episode? 15 minutes. We've got 5 minutes left. Right, we could go there, and then start coming along all of these streets here. Got that one there. Then, crap, was it that one? That one. That one. Whoa, which way is that one pointing? Wow, okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let's get rid of that stop. We'll move this one back a little bit, say there, and then we're going to build a one-way like that, just so we can get that facing the right way. So it comes down to here and there. Wrong one. So I believe that is, yep, that's the return road again. Now it comes along this way and goes up here and there, and then dips into this bit and turns back here and then stops along these roads like that. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of this stop anyway because of... Actually, no, I can do this again, can't I? That little bit like that. Let me just pop this in again. So it's that one, then it's that one. There we go. And then, do I have a stop here? Do you know what? I suppose I could. As long as it doesn't get in the way of vehicles leaving the depot. That's my only complaint. And then it'll go like that. And then there. And then go through that waypoint. And then back to base. So there we go. Let's select this vehicle quickly. We'll follow it round just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Let's whack it into ×3 again. Pop the cursor out the way. So yeah, I'm liking this part of the city more now. When we were first building it, I wasn't too keen, but now I'm seeing buildings popping up, and it's got a real suburban, almost woodland feel to it in some areas. And we'll still put the side roads across, and we'll start expanding out. But this is definitely more of a bus-friendly part of town than the city centre. Because I don't think... I mean, city centres are good for buses, but there's so much congestion going on. It gets difficult sometimes. So I'm kind of happy with how this is. This looks good. We got a nice little route going on here, and then we'll have a couple of other routes linking up other areas of the city that are untouched. Or at least other areas of this suburb that are untouched. And yeah, it's starting to look really good. I'm happy with this. In the meantime, we're going to watch this bus spin around its new route, picking up lots of passengers. Again, with the capacity, sometimes you get buses that only have 1 or 2 people on board, and the large capacity looks a bit obsolete. And then suddenly you'll have a bus carrying, I don't know, 40 people, and it's full. So it's a real mix-up as to what vehicles you have, and it's very, very difficult sometimes to tell, because even if you try and do it by times of day, you could have a morning rush where there's no people at all. So you think, oh, the rush is we won't have that big a vehicle, and then on the very same day, the evening rush, you can have 3 times as many people as you're expecting. And it gets really, really difficult to calculate. So sometimes, especially when you're earning as much money as my company is, sometimes you are better off just having big buses and big trams and big trolleys running at all times of day, so they're always ready in case there's suddenly a huge surge of people. Because all it takes is one metro train to arrive with loads of people on board, and suddenly you're swamped with vehicles and people on board those vehicles. And you see here, this stop has over 20 people waiting, and the bus itself already has 20 people on board. So now you've got 45 people on the bus, and the bus behind it's going to be getting full as well. There's 13 people waiting at the next stop, so that one's going to be running full. There's 14 at the stop after that, and it all starts to add up to the point where this bus is going to be constantly at its absolute maximum, and therefore it will be the bus behind that has to pick up the excess passengers. You can see now this bus is at its absolute maximum, but luckily, because of the timetabling, we've got some vehicles full running along behind. Not quite as full as this one, but full enough so that they're not running pointlessly, but they've got enough space to take on board the extra passengers that are waiting. This one takes the sudden left-hand turn, and then here it takes the sudden right-hand turn. Doesn't look as attractive with bendy buses when it does that, I must say. But then what can you do? I also like the fact we have over 10 people waiting at this stop, and then the next stop, which is literally just around the corner, we have another 13 people waiting. It makes you think, could they not just walk around the corner and join up at one stop? Apparently not. So yeah, this bus still has 50 people on board. We might end up having to get the double-deckers out, you know. Might have to do that. Not cheap to run, but maybe worth it in the end. I just like seeing people actually using my network. It gives you a good feeling. And of course, in the next episode, the first project we'll be doing is linking this satellite hub to the other satellite hub in City West. And I think the trams might come into play a little bit with that as well. We might have a little tram interchange point. Give passengers a chance if they want to transfer. Maybe. We'll see about that one. I'd like to bring the water bus into it as well. One of the problems with the water bus is you have to have the stops on the shoreline, and I don't normally like having stops for buses and trams and trolleys on the shoreline, but you can see already in City East I had to do that with the Navy line to take people into the hub. And the point of bringing the water bus over to this side of the city was that I would do the same thing. So I guess I'm going to have a line linking that up as well. So yeah, we could have some fun with that, playing around with that, making that work. That's all for the next episode though. This bus is really taking its time to go round. I didn't think there were quite that many stops on this line, but apparently there are. Alright, this one turns left. Nobody waiting at this stop. Let's see if anyone gets off. 3 people got off. So we are transporting people to and from their houses and theatres, art galleries, things like that. That's something else I noticed in the episode with Sophie, is that there's a lot of people travelling to and from theatres and art galleries, museums and libraries, and they're buildings that I didn't really think about linking up when I first started playing this game. I used to do it as a take people to and from work and home, pretty much it. So they go to work in the morning, they go home in the evening, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of people like students and tourists who do just want to go to museums and libraries and theatres, and you have to try and compensate for that. And in some cases I've done it accidentally, like I've built a metro stop underneath a department store, not quite realising it was there. But it transports a lot of people to and from that location. And you saw with Sophie, I think she was travelling home, I believe, from a department store, I think it was. But the lengths she went to get from one side of the city to the other, because she was at a department store and she wanted to get home, you know, it is very interesting to watch. And it also gives you an idea as to where you should be building your lines to. So for instance, now I'm always thinking about building a bus line from a house to a workplace or to a leisure place. And it's actually what this Where is it? No, isn't that? Although, is there a way I can access my company? Apparently not. Somewhere on here. I think it comes under this actually. There you go. You got homes, workplaces, leisure, couple of hybrid ones, and other. And it gives you an idea as to where people live in the green places and where they want to go. So like leisure is blue, work is red, or yellow is a home / workplace. So for example here you've got apartment buildings, so you might have cleaners, little things like that. And they're definitely what I'm going to have to factor in for future episodes, building lines to and from certain places. But like I keep saying, that is for another episode, that's not for now. And this bus is getting ever closer to the end of its line, and this episode is getting ever closer to its conclusion. I think we've just got 2 more stops after this one before we arrive back at the hub. So we've got a right turn here. There it is, which takes us up to this stop. 9 people still getting on board here, which is good. We have the other bus running right behind us, which only has 2 people on board, so maybe that's not quite as popular now. I think people get off where it interchanges with the tram. If it interchanges with the tram. I don't think it does it on the second out and back. Definitely does on the first one, because we lost quite a few passengers from that. Then we have a final stop here before the hub. 1 passenger getting on board, and even now, look, the bus is on 24 out of 25 people. So it's quite popular, and there's also a lot of traffic moving around these areas of the city, so there's definitely a demand for transport networks. And that's that. You see the bus takes a left, runs back towards its base, takes the right here, and goes back to base. Right, I don't think I have anyone to dedicate this episode to, because I think I've covered everyone who's actually commented on my videos. Let me have a look at my list again. I think that is everyone. Although, hang on, let me have a look at this one. It might be Christian Anderson. I don't think I've done you, my friend. So, if I haven't, then this episode is for you. If I have, then I guess you've got 2 episodes now, so congratulations. For the rest of you guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.